Trump is about to pump the market. He's not going to wait for the Federal Reserve. What I call the Trump QE is coming. Donald Trump and CZ, and they're going to pump these 2 or 3 coins together. I found proof, I found evidence. I'm going to show you guys how they're going to do it. I guarantee you nobody out there is talking about this except Pablo. I don't want to offend people, but you can say he's been a good president. He's solving the US Treasury debt problem with this very unusual, unconventional strategy of creating all these stable coins with large banks. The Congress already passed the legislation called the GENUIS Act. And with all these stable coins flooding into the system, it's going to pump a lot of crypto. But the big question is, which cryptos is it going into? Of course, Bitcoin. Some will go into ETH. But if it goes into a small, tiny coin right now that nobody's heard of, 10, 20, 30, however many X's, the USD1 trading pairs. I'm giving you guys straight up, boss. Now, why am I highlighting the USD1 trading pairs? First of all, I need to rehash a bit on what Trump's plan is. There's a double plan here. There is the greater plan that's going to save America from its debt, US Treasury collapse. You've heard a lot about that in the media. And there's a secret private plan where Trump is going to pocket some money for his family. Like, it's kind of like, oh, look, I'm a great patriot. I do so much for America. I saved America from the great debt collapse. Can I make a few $100 billion on the side? The reason why they do this the GENIUS Act is because stablecoins must buy US Treasuries. So the more stablecoins there are, the more people who buy US Treasuries. But do you know how much money Tether makes? Tether is the most profitable company in the world, probably in the top 2 or 3, if not the top 1. Why is Tether so profitable? Because all they're like a bank, but they don't pay interest or dividends or anything. All they do is take $150 billion from you, me, from everybody. They issue something that's just a string of digits called USDT. And they basically take that money, they put that $150 billion in the bank. They don't pay you any interest, zero, nada, zero. And then they just collect what's interest on $150 billion. And also every time when you trade USDT, they make the commission on them, 0.01% commission. It's like a currency trade. So they make something like $12 to $14 billion a year by sitting around just waiting for the money to roll in. So, of course, Trump wants to get in on this business. And that's where the opportunity comes for traders like us. Trump wants in. So what does Trump do? Trump launches his own coin. It's called USD1. It's launched by Trump's company, which is called World Liberty Coin, USD1. He knows this is going to pump a lot of stable coins, and he doesn't want to make Tether rich. They're not even American. Those guys are Swiss Italian. So Trump says, pump my bags. If I know this is coming, then pump my bags, right? So he creates his own stable coin called USD1. He wants that to be the top stablecoin. I don't think it's going to get to number 1 because there's another competitor that's from JP Morgan, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. They formed their own stablecoin that's coming out. But even if you get to number 2 or number 3, they estimate this to be a $2 trillion market. If Trump can only capture like 200 billion, 150 billion, which is less than 10% of that market, the Trump family would stand to make something like $15 billion a year just by doing nothing, waiting for interest to roll in. But most of you have never heard of USD1. How do you make this popular? How do you make USD1 stand out against Tether, BUSD, USDC? The way you stand out is to pair it up with these coins, such as B, which is built on Binance, such as CA. These are trading pairs of USD1. You pair it up with all these coins, and then you get Binance to promote these coins. For example, Binance was doing a big promotion for Build On. What happened was there was a crash 4 days back, and of course I told my Discord, I said this B coin, Build On, right, is crashing down 50%. I don't know what the issue is, but I am dollar cost averaging into it a bit here. I'm buying the panic. Our folks actually went long, 20x leverage when it was 18 cents after the crash. Now it's at 40 something cents. This was when we posted it when it was at 22 cents. Now at 40 something cents, it's done pretty well for some of our members. It's like they made like 13x off that trade. This is what I want to show you guys. This is World Liberty. This is Trump's own coin. And they bought, to promote this B coin, 636 billion of these coin. and the market value was worth 111K. Now, when they paid for it, was only like $20,000 US dollars. That's Trump buying a coin that's not issued by themselves. That's not Trump, that's not Melania, that's just basically some random coin. And they bought $20,000 of it. Instantly, the price rocketed up. 5x went to like $110,000 for them on that trade. So what does this mean? They're going to make sure that everybody knows about these coins. But you might say, I've still never heard of it. Well, that's why CZ is coming in, helping him to promote these coins. Why does CZ want to do this? Well, you might have noticed CZ just went to jail. He paid like something like a $4.9 billion or $5 billion in fines and went to jail for a few months after cooperating. At any time, US Department of Justice could say to him, listen, you didn't spill all the beans. You're keeping secret from us. They have more on him, so then CZ could go to jail for 10, 20 years. And CZ is now, of course, heavily promoting USD1, trying to make Trump's stablecoin become like the #1 stablecoin in the world. Remember, CZ's got his own stablecoin, and he owns most of BNB chain. The deal he negotiated with Trump is basically, I will let go of my own stablecoin to make sure your stablecoin, you're the king, becomes the stablecoin in the world. We're going to give it a big push. And Trump's like, okay, if you do this for me, I will make sure no more trouble on you from DOJ. You're protected. So this is Trump's 1-2 punch plan. The great patriot is helping America solve its US Treasury debt. But he's also helping himself and his family on the side. He solves a $20 trillion problem for the United States and makes $20 billion on the side for himself and his family. He says, hey, I deserve it. Come on, guys, I deserve it. These are the coins we need to watch out for.